Hi everyone, and welcome back to Bluegrass Dreams of Seams. My name is Cheryl. This channel today is going to be talking all about sewing. And the reason is because I have two makes for you, two. Both of them are very, very easy makes. And the dress, you've probably heard me talk about it before if you've been with me for a while. But it's my Tendril Dress pattern by a Verb for keeping warm. And I purchased this pattern at a little artisan shop in Belfast, Maine. Now the pattern has a front and a back. You trace the pattern pieces off. They're on that real thick, heavy paper. So you do have to trace it. You don't want to cut it out any other way. So I traced this time off one time because it is exactly the same front and back. And I thought, I'm not tracing this thing twice. I'm just going to trace it one time and make do. So my fabric was from my stash, and it is, I think it was like 56, 58 inches wide. So I knew I could get the dress really easily. You lay this on the bias. So you're going to have to lay it single, single. If you're very, very small, you probably could get by with laying it one time, but I have to unfold it because I'm going to go over that fold line just getting it one time. Here's the pattern front, and here's what the dress looks like. So you have a nice fullness in this skirt. Again, I want to tell you the front and the back are exactly the same, and if you don't mind your front coming up in here, you're okay. I'll show you the back so you can kind of get an idea. So there's where it would be, and I like having a definite front and back. So I just want to be able to look at it and tell, you know, I don't want to have to, well, which side did I make use of for the back, which side the front? Maybe it doesn't bother you, but it does bother me. So Cheryl decided to fold this piece in half and mark down 2 inches. You definitely need to mark at least 2 inches. I tried an inch, I tried an inch and a half. 2 inches is where I need to be. So I marked it 2 inches, and then I just gradually, I picked the spot up in here to be like 0, and I just gradually cut down. Now, I kept it folded when I did that, so it'd be the same on both sides. I did mark 1.5 inches, and I think I marked 1 inch and then 0, but just kind of spaced that out where I could kind of see it. It didn't slip because my scissors are Kai scissors, and if you know anything about Kai scissors, they have a serrated edge on them, and that way it prevents your fabric from slipping. It holds them together, and so it makes a really nice cut. So I was very pleased with that, and I did save the piece so that I can make me a pattern piece to use to cut away for the future makes. Now, another thing I want to say about this dress is I cut my own bias tape. The last thing I want to say I did to the pattern, besides putting pockets in, so it's not the very last thing, but we're getting there. I like to lengthen mine 2 to 3 inches because this pattern hits me about 1 inch above the knee, and for me that's just a little bit too short. So I have to have it a little bit longer. Now if you're tall like me, I'm 5'7", I like things to be a little bit longer. If you're a little shorter, this might be perfect for you. You might even want to shorten it. The way I lengthened it this time is I folded the pattern piece in half. I actually cut it. I put paper there, taped it where I'd have, I think, 2 inches in between, and just graded the seams to where it would match. Then the last thing I wanted to do was, I just did a roll hem in it. I didn't do anything very deep. The last thing I want to talk about is I decided to add pockets to this one. I've never added pockets to this dress, but I always wanted pockets in this dress. So I just made me a mark 12 inches down from this edge here, and that's where I made the top of my pocket be. And it seems to have worked out just fine. So I'm happy with that. I love the dress. I wore it today to church, and I have no issues with it whatsoever. It's very comfortable, very cool. If you know anything about linen, this is actually, I think, more of a linen blend. It doesn't wrinkle very badly, but I get that linen look that I love so much. So for the top, I use this pattern, Vogue 9258. And the you can make it with a solid front or you can make it with buttons. I chose to make mine with solid front. The back is supposed to be closed with a hook and eye. No, I put in a zipper. I thought, oh, no way, I'm not doing a hook and eye. I've tried that with some other things and I'm having so much arthritis in my hands, I can't do it anymore. So I have a zipper in this one. And there's my zipper. I just happened to have one that was the perfect color. Here's the fabric. I think I actually salvaged this from my mother's stash. Because typically I don't buy ditzy prints anymore. But this one was so hard to tell that that's what it was that I decided, I think I'll keep this one. Yeah, I could do this. So I'll wear this with white jeans and be very happy with it. One thing I added to the bottom was this lace. I just thought it went really well with it. And it's from my stash. I actually purchased a bunch of antique Swiss embroideries probably 20 years ago. I did do flat felled seams for these. The front has a left front and a left back, right front, right back. So I did do flat felled seams for those, for this insert. This is just a very narrow zigzag seam because I was afraid I might need the extra room. And it turned out I would have been okay if I'd done a 1/2 inch. I did a 1/4 inch and I zigzagged it, so we're fine. Let's see. And on the back, because I cut it on the salvage, I didn't have to finish it, but I opened it up so that I could have my zipper. So it's just an easy summer top. It didn't have to be, to me, super, super perfect. Some things I'm more particular about. That I was not. I just wanted to make the pattern and see if I liked it. I do. I'll probably make it again. I bought fabric to make the pants. The fabric's a little dark. So I don't think I want to make the twill pants. If I could find a white twill, I'd make that in a heartbeat. This is going to be really pretty with white. But the dark twill pants will wait till winter, fall, winter. I'll wear them and I'll make something else to go with that. So that's it. That's my 2 makes. This is Cheryl and this is Bluegrass Dreams to Seams. Please like and subscribe and please tell me what you're making. What are you making for yourself or your children or just anything? Just let me know what you're making. I don't care if you talk about knitting, sewing, it doesn't matter. You could talk about soap making. I would be just thrilled. I want to know about that too. I actually have tools to make soap. I've never done it, but it's fascinating. You can just have so many hobbies. So many hobbies. Have yourself a great, great week. And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye. I forgot to tell you all about my little accident last night with my serger. And I want to stress accident. I forgot to lift that bar that the serger thread runs through first. You know, it goes up above your thread. I had put it down because I don't even know why I did it now. I know I had a good reason at the time. And in a hurry, as always, I just jumped over there and started serging. You don't get very far, that far. It came to a sudden halt and wasn't happy. I thought I'd never get my dress free. I fussed with the rethreading. I had to replace both needles. One broke and I'm sure the other one was bent. But the loopers, the thread would feed through and the other one, it would not. And then the next time I'd try both again, it would be the opposite. The upper would feed, the lower wouldn't, or the lower would feed and the upper wouldn't. Didn't make any sense whatsoever. But when I took it in to be looked at, she just redid everything and it fed fine for her. Isn't that always the way? She changed both needles, and then she said, did you know that here's the little thing you connect it to the machine. This is the machine, and you plug it in. Did you know that that's really loose? And I said, no. And she showed me, and I mean, it was really loose. So hopefully it's just 2 screws that hold that in. But because you have electrical power going to that, she said it's possible that if you were having trouble with your loopers both feeding and it wasn't consistently being the same looper, that it could be there's a loose wire back there. And she said, you don't want to mess with that. So let's have it checked out. And it'll get a spa day too. It'll get thoroughly cleaned, and it'll be so happy when he comes back to you. So my serger is at the serger doctor, and I'm just hoping that all goes well. We'll see.